This is not a man bashing video. This is a clarity video. Because a lot of men don't realize this. Emotional avoidance doesn't protect you. It costs you love. And if relationships keep ending the same way, this conversation is for you. Avoidance isn't silence, it's withdrawal. Let me give you the perspective from the other side of the equation. This is what your avoidance looks like to the woman in your life. It shows up like her trying to have a heart-to-heart conversation with you, and she asks you to express how you feel, and you respond with something like, "I'm just not good with emotions." It looks like you going quiet and shutting down when the conversation breaks the surface. She pours her heart to you, and you respond with minimal effort. You might even try to use logic or humor to shut the conversation down. It can look like you ghosting her instead of communicating your thoughts and popping back up when it's convenient for you or when you feel like the coast is clear. Every time you shut her out and leave her on red, you break a little piece of her heart. Many men call this keeping the peace, but it's actually fear of vulnerability. You're not emotionally unavailable because you don't care. You're unavailable because you were never taught how to stay. And this is where a lot of men misunderstand what women are actually asking for. A lot of times, men may be thinking that the woman in their life wants them to cry over Lifetime movies. That's not what she's asking for. When she says she needs more emotion, what she's really asking for is to be heard. She wants to know that you're tuned into her as much as she's tuned into you. Sometimes your silence comes off as indifference. She wants to feel that you have chosen her emotionally and not just physically. She wants to know that when she has a rough day, you'll drop what you're doing, within reason of course, and hold her in the safety of your arms, reassuring her that she's safe with you if nowhere else. Believe it or not, she doesn't expect perfection from you. What she wants is consistency. Inconsistency makes her worry. And when you're going through something that requires your focus and you're in deep thought, she gets that because she's a healed woman, but she still needs you to show up in the relationship. She doesn't want you tap dancing around, putting on a show to appease her. She wants to feel safe with you emotionally. Now here's the hard part, and this is where accountability comes in. Love doesn't usually leave suddenly. It withers. When you're stuck in your own head, that creates distance. And continued distance creates resentment. One of the worst things anyone can feel is alone in a relationship. Experiencing this on either side of the coin is a very hurtful situation. When you seek space to regulate yourself, it slowly initiates the process of her becoming accustomed to not having you around. The hurt begins to lessen gradually, and she will eventually grow accustomed to a life without you. If she's still begging for your time and attention, she's still on board. She's still team you. She wants you to get it together and show up for her the way she needs you to. But if the emotional distance continues for too long, she will come to the conclusion that she doesn't need you around because you're never truly with her anyways. By the time she walks away, she's okay with it because she's already had time to grieve the loss of the relationship. She's been mourning the loss of you for a long time. If the relationship ends and you look back after it's over, you'll be able to pick out the point where she went quiet. But here's the part that most people never talk about, or they just don't have the language for it. The truth of the matter is, avoidance was once a survival strategy for you. Many men have been taught from childhood that expressing emotions equates to weakness. You learn through trial and error that vulnerability has not served you well and has often led to rejection. You may even have fears that if she knew who you truly were and what you've been through, she would reject you. It's also very unfortunate that unhealed toxic women have conditioned you to believe that expressing your innermost thoughts will result in some form of punishment. Some of you may have grown up in households where your voice was repeatedly silenced, and your survival depended on you quickly adapting to a set of horrible circumstances. Let me take a moment to apologize to you if this is your story. I know I had nothing to do with whatever traumatic events shaped your life, but you are worthy. God loves you, and you are a king. He made you that way. The other current reality that I need for you to digest is that emotional avoidance isn't strength. It's unhealed self-protection. Without shaming yourself, what does accountability actually look like? A lifetime worth of unhealthy coping mechanisms won't be healed overnight. But there are small changes that you can start practicing now to help create a sense of safety for her while you sort things out internally. When you're in the middle of a conversation and she asks you to elaborate and spill your guts, it's okay if you don't currently have the language to answer her right then. But instead of the blank stare and silence, you can say something like, "I don't know how to express this yet, but I want to try." Or, "Let me come back to this after I find the right words." Even that small bit of effort will give her hope to stick around. She just wants to see growth. She wants to see your effort. And again, a healed woman isn't expecting perfection or for you to have all the right answers immediately. And when you slip up, yes, when, not if, because remember, change doesn't happen overnight. Come back to her when you recognize your mistake and acknowledge that you shut down and apologize for the hurt you caused. Doing these little things consistently will help rebuild trust and security with her. She would rather see steady progression as opposed to a 180 within a matter of days. Few people would place any faith in that type of turnaround. Emotional maturity is staying, even when it's uncomfortable. This isn't about blaming men. It's about inviting you into the kind of love that actually lasts. Emotional avoidance may feel safe because it's familiar, but that kind of safe doesn't mean fulfilled. If you want deeper connection, you have to be willing to be emotionally present. Not perfect, just present. And if no one ever taught you how, you're not broken. But you are responsible for correcting unhealthy coping mechanisms. Now, I get that the lady in your life needs to provide safety for you as well. A safe place to land where you can let your guard down. Do the work, King. If this resonated, like the video. Subscribe if you want conversations that help you grow, not to shame you. And share this with a man who needs truth without attack. This is Ask Tasha, where faith meets real life.